Good evening, Nana fans. How we feeling? How we doing? Finally live. I missed the report. I've been so busy. C-Mac had to tell me the report because he's a real one. I didn't even see it until I was live, and I've been trying to catch up and post all these videos on YouTube for you guys. Trying to stay busy, and I missed the fact the 49ers are showing interest in Packers Devondre Campbell. We'll see what happens. But we got to talk about all the news that happened today. There was so much stuff that happened, and I want to get to the thick of all the news and everything. Again, so much has gone on today. A lot of it was rumors. Just a lot of rumors. My man Danny says it's due diligence season. It is due diligence season. 49ers, remember they slow cook things. Remember I told you guys they like to put things in the crock pot, slow cook. That's what they do. That's what they do. But we shall see. There was a lot of rumors going on today with the 49ers. Where do we start, guys? Where do we start? Should we talk about what actually happened first? I think we should talk about what happened first because there was actually some news for the 49ers. Let's talk about that. So Ray McCloud, he signed with the Atlanta Falcons today. 2 years, $6 million. It puts the 49ers in a position where they absolutely need a return man. I know there's options. There's Danny Gray, but he just feels like he hasn't really hit that stride. He's still learning a lot on this team. Like maybe do we turn him into a return man? Although he tried to do a little bit return man action last year, he got hurt. It's when he hurt the shoulder and everything. So I don't know. Is Danny Gray a viable option? And then there's Ronnie Bell. Do they want to develop him more as a receiver? I don't know, but I think Ronnie Bell is a guy. Danny Gray, maybe you go not trade, but you go sign a free agent, or maybe you go in the draft and you look at that department. You go for a wide receiver that could be a special teams return man. I don't know. There's a lot of options, but Ray McCloud officially goes to the Falcons today. 2 years, $6 million deal. I kind of saw this one coming, a couple of days ago when Kirk Cousins went to the Falcons. You had a little cryptic tweet by Ray McCloud. He's like, Kirk, huh? Kirk? I kind of figured. I was like, okay. Ray's going to Atlanta. He wants to go there. Hot Atlanta. Honestly, Ray McCloud in Atlanta with his swag, it's a perfect match for him. Other than that, Eric Armstead officially is done with the Niners. He signed with the Jaguars today. And then they released the information regarding his contract. He got paid a lot of money, guys. He got paid a lot of money. Eric Armstead got paid 3 years, $51 million. That's $17 million. And I know he probably could have taken a little restructure and stayed with the Niners, but you got to realize those California state taxes are wild. So he took a little bit of more. I think he's going to end up making more money because in Florida, you don't have state taxes. He's about to be living it up. He's going to the Jaguars. They're a good team. Like, they're a playoff team, but he's done with winning a Super Bowl. There's no Super Bowl for the Jaguars. If they do, I'll eat crow. I'll swallow my words, whatever. I'll keep the receipts, whatever. But come on, man. He went there for that money. We all remember his TikTok where he broke down his paycheck and this and that. And I remember he was crying about the taxes when he got to that part, which I do too. And I see my check and I'm like, taxes, man. But hey, shout out to Armstead. It's a premium bag for him. And when I was thinking about this, I was like, oh, Jaguars. A lot of people are like, oh, that's random. If you dig deep into this pick, the signing for the Jaguars, it's not really random because we were trying to link him to the Jets. We were trying to link him to Houston, Miami, the Titans with Rand Carthon, the Washington Commanders with Adam Peters. And then you're like, okay, the Jaguars. And then you remember Trent Baalke was their GM. Trent Baalke was the GM. He's the GM. He used to be the GM of the Niners. And who drafted Eric Armstead? None other than Trent Baalke. It's a Trent Baalke pick. He reunites with his former GM, the man that drafted him into the league. And you know what? Baalke has a thing for players that are injured. And remember how many torn ACL guys Baalke drafted for the 49ers? Torn ACL extraordinaire drafter. That's what he did. And Armstead, a lot of injuries over the last couple of years. The meniscus, the plantar fasciitis. So honestly, this is right up his wheelhouse. So shout out to Baalke for getting his former guy, Armstead, who has a multitude of injuries. He paid him $17 million a year. Good for him. And then some actual news for the 49ers. They finally got a linebacker. They finally went and got a linebacker. A former 49ers linebacker, Demetrius Flannigan-Fowles, ladies and gentlemen. They signed him to a one-year deal. And, he's a guy that knows the system. He knows the team. He is a special team, extraordinaire type player. Demetrius Flannigan-Fowles, he's a safe pick. But, if you look at all the linebackers, the Niners struck out with Eric Kendricks, did a little rope-a-dope on us. And then Devin White, he signed with the Eagles today. And then who's the other guy that went inside? Levante David, he signed with the Buccaneers yesterday. So the linebackers that are veterans have kind of started dwindling. So the 49ers said, screw it. We better at least get DFF back. He knows the system. He's a veteran. He can help these younger guys that they have. Again, because the 49ers have a lot of younger players at linebacker, D. Winters, Jalen Graham, that are going to explode on the scene next year. But you need some veterans. And maybe you play one of those guys in special teams. Oren Burks has not been re-signed. Looks like they liked DFF over Burks, unless they re-sign him. But again, now today, actually just as we open this live, I'm glad that we are opening up this conversation about linebackers. There's a linebacker from the Packers, Devondre Campbell, that the 49ers are showing strong interest in. He's a solid linebacker. Devondre Campbell, former Packers linebacker. Niners might try to go and get him. So there's a guy right there that the 49ers may go out and sign. So we'll see how it goes. And the 49ers definitely need a veteran linebacker, because my man Myth Vibe says Eric Kendricks got me mad AF. Yeah, Blooming Cash says that Devondre Campbell is a former All-Pro. I think 2021, if I'm correct. So yeah, pretty solid. And yeah, Eric Kendricks though, got everybody mad yesterday. And again, it's not the fact that he's this great talent. He was a solid veteran. But the point of that is he went to the Cowboys. He rope-a-doped the Niners. But hey, it is what it is. Hopefully the 49ers could go and get Devondre Campbell. He's a very solid option here. And at this point, it's not like you're going to have like world beaters out there. But I like this pickup. So we shall see how this one goes. And, some other reports for today include that the 49ers did not go out and get Joey Bosa. Unfortunately, that was the one. A lot of people, there was rumors. Are the Niners going to get the Bosa brothers in the Bay? And sadly, it came to an end today when Pro Bowl defensive end Joey Bosa restructured his contract to remain with the LA Chargers. And this is according to Adam Schefter and many, many other people earlier today. So Bosa and Khalil Mack, they both agreed to restructure their contracts to stay in LA. Harbaugh got them to stay, and they're both going to be fantastic for Harbaugh and his great defense. And, it's sad for all the people that wanted Bosa. But again, he has a lot of injuries, and it's unfortunate for him that he can't stay healthy. But I would have loved to have seen the Bosa brother. Not going to lie to you. It would have been cool. But again, hopefully, if they 49ers would have signed him, we were all saying, oh, my God, would he stay healthy? But now we don't have to worry about it, because Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa is a pipe dream. Maybe in your dreams you'll hear about it. But Joey Bosa officially restructured his contract today to remain with the LA Chargers. So there goes that. The end of that story earlier on today. So again, to recap, Ray McCloud goes to Atlanta. Eric Armstead signed a massive deal to go to the Jaguars and reunite with his former GM, Trent Baalke. The 49ers are re-signing Demetrius Flannigan-Fowles. And now we'll get to the juicy topics. First and foremost, there is an article written by Michael Silver of the San Francisco Chronicle. And he said that the 49ers have reportedly looked into strengthening their defensive backfield, aiming to secure potential starting safety, including players such as Justin Simmons, Cam Curl, and Julian Blackmon. Those are all solid veterans. Michael Silver went on to kind of basically say that the 49ers aren't sure if Talanoa Hufanga will come back and start next season. He is coming off a torn ACL. At that point, it is true. It is something to think about. Will he be back 100%? Is he going to be the same after a torn ACL? So getting a veteran makes sense. They have Jair Brown. He flashed a lot, but he's still young. You got to remember, last year they had Tashawn Gibson, And the last 2 years to Sean Gibson. When he came onto this team, he was 31 years old. A lot of people are saying, Justin Simmons, these guys are old and washed. 49ers had an older safety in Gibson who was very good for this team. So Justin Simmons is a 4-time second-team All-Pro. He'd be fantastic for this team. You need depth. You never know. Insurance is great to have, and it does look like the 49ers could be looking into a veteran safety for their team. And, the safety market kind of got, overvalued. It's just not that great. So the 49ers could probably get one of these guys for cheap. They probably could go and get Justin Simmons, Cam Curl or Julian Blackmon for a mid contract. And honestly, it wouldn't hurt. Go get some veterans because, again, you lose a guy like Tashawn Gibson. He was really good for this team. He was veteran. I think he's going to retire. I don't think he's coming back. So if you want to replace Gibson, you go and get one of these guys. I think this is a pretty reputable story. Again, this is Mike Silver. He's been cooking in these playoffs, these offseason and the free agency signings. His predictions have been pretty good. They've been pretty spot on. So I kind of tend to feel confident about Mike Silver and his thoughts on the 49ers potentially getting one of these starting safety type guys. So Simmons would be good. Terrence says Simmons. Ian Sharp, he says, surely they can get an upgrade on Ray Ray. I think they will. I mean, Ray Ray was not horrible. I know people didn't like him as a return man. He had some moments here, but he wasn't. It's not like the end of the world losing Ray Ray. So let's take a look at some of these comments. My man Julia says, thoughts on the rumors of Aiyuk's camp and Jacksonville having interest? We're going to get to that in a moment. What do you guys think? Should the 49ers go out and get one of these safeties? I would love to see Justin Simmons on the 49ers. Are you kidding me? Go get me Justin. He's 30 years old, 4-time second team All-Pro. Oh, man, him, Hufanga, Jair Brown, it would be great. I think so. Let's see. My man, let's see some comments here. Ronnie Bell or Danny Gray as McCloud's replacement. It's possible one of those guys can become the replacement for Ray McCloud. We'll see. Again, I don't know if this is a make or break season for Danny Gray, really. And maybe if he can steal that return man spotlight, that's his way of sticking on this team. Because honestly, I'm kind of worried for Danny Gray. I don't know if he's going to be able to stay on this team. He really hasn't done much in his in his short tenure with the 49ers. So we'll see. Now, Julia says, thoughts on the rumors regarding Brandon Aiyuk and Jacksonville having mutual interest. So this, to me, was such a silly report. I didn't even want to talk about tweet about it or anything because I saw it circulating. And honestly, I just thought it was silly because I'm going to pull up the actual report. I think Niners Nation tweeted this out earlier. They posted something on it. And let me pull it out. So basically, it says, according to Mia O'Brien, there is mutual interest between Brandon Aiyuk, the 49ers, and Jaguars in a potential trade. But the thing is, the 49ers have not specifically said that they're interested. They want to trade him. I'm sure that the Jaguars, I'm sure that every other team, I'm sure there's 31 teams in the league that want Brandon Aiyuk on their team. I'm sure they're all interested in him. He's a great player. So the original reference to this was someone called Pretty Ricky 213 on Twitter. He went out and he tweeted out that people are saying that Aiyuk is now following Jaguars players on Instagram. Have only heard Deebo being floated around in potential offers. So this guy, some random on Twitter, Pretty Ricky, shout out to you. He tweeted it out. He says, people are saying Aiyuk is now following Jaguars players on Instagram. We live in a world of social media, dictating how people feel and think about things. So they went on social media. They see that he's following Trevor Lawrence, Gabe Davis. He's following Christian Kirk, a couple other Jaguar players. So this lady, Mia O'Brien, guess she's a Jaguars insider. I don't know. She says she's saying that Aiyuk's interest is mutual between the Jaguars and his team, per source. Well, yeah, they're interested in Aiyuk and his team, meaning his agent or whatever their, his PR guys, all those people that represent Brandon Aiyuk. But never did it ever say the 49ers specifically. It doesn't say that they reached out to him. I'm sure they have, but nobody has officially reported that Brandon Aiyuk wants out of the 49ers. It's all speculation. It's all cap. I think it's kind of silly. Again, my take on this is, hey, it's the off season. It's 49ers world. People love the drama. The 49ers are always in big headlines. Brandon Ayuk's the big receiver that hasn't got paid yet. He's the big Niner player that hasn't got paid yet. They do it every single year. This is leverage tactic. If this is created by Aiyuk or whatever the case is, then yeah, it's a leverage move. But there's no reputable person out there that's putting this out there. Again, this originated from a Twitter comment from Pretty Ricky that says, well, people are saying that Aiyuk is following Jaguars players. Well, that's great. Do you know Brandon Aiyuk is following a lot of other players, not just the Jaguars? Does he want to go there? So let's go to Brandon Ayuk's Instagram, shall we? This is what we're going to do. I'm going to play this game. Let's see who he's following. So a lot of 49ers players, obviously. Okay, there's a lot of 49ers players. He's following Jermichael Hasty, former Niner player. Does he want to go play on his team? Gabe Davis. Okay, Gabe Davis. You know, he's following Gabe Davis. He's following, let's see. Jaden Daniels. Okay. He's following Byron Murphy. He's following Byron Murphy. Is he going to go get traded to Byron Murphy's team? I don't know. Is he going to go get traded there? Let's see. He's following Emmanuel Sanders, former player, but Emmanuel Sanders retired. Is Brandon Aiyuk going to retire because he's following a retired player? Uh-oh. Let's see. Who else is he following? He's following Ray McCloud, guys. Oh, my God. Is he going to Atlanta? He's going to Atlanta, guys. He's following Nate Sudfeld. He's going to go follow Nate Sudfeld. They're probably friends. He's following Rachaad White, running back of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Oh, my God. Brandon Aiyuk is going to Tampa Bay, guys. Do you see how silly this is? When people say he's following all these players, it's Instagram. It's social media. It doesn't matter that he's following other players. He probably is friends with a lot of these players, with a lot of people. They're football players. They hang out. So I'm sure it means nothing. And I'm sure that the Jaguars are very, very interested in Brandon Aiyuk. My man, 49ers media dropping the knowledge. He says White also went to he says trash ASU. I forgot he's an Arizona guy. Let's see who else 49ers Brandon Aiyuk is following. Trey Lance. Brandon Aiyuk going to Dallas. He's following CJ Beathard. He's following Trevor Lawrence and CJ Beathard. Okay, it's getting spicy. He loves Trevor Lawrence. He's going to go to the Jaguars. He's following Jeff Okudah. He's going to follow Jeff Okudah. Like, do you see this? This is silly, man. He's following Paris Campbell, guys. He's following Arik Armstead. He's following Jerick McKinnon. He's following, who else is he following? Salvin Ahmed. Oh, come on, man. This is silly. This is just silly. Yeah, he's following all these players. He's keeping his options open. I just think he has friends. I'm sure his options are open, whatever the case is. I'm sure teams are going to reach out to Brandon Aiyuk, but I promise you the 49ers are not going to trade this guy for just because he might be a little, showing mutual interest. And even if he is showing mutual interest to another team, it doesn't mean the 49ers have mutual interest to trade him. That doesn't mean the 49ers want to trade him. Even if he requests a trade, it doesn't mean that the Niners are going to trade him. That's all part of the offseason. I laugh at a report like this. It is what it is. People want to get their engagement up. People write these reports. It's part of the offseason. I see it every year. It's smoke season. But I don't think that I don't think any of this matters. Scott says he's following Taylor Swift. He's going on tour. Yeah, exactly. He's going to go on tour with Taylor Swift. It's just silly that social media has really changed the way we look at sports in general. Brandon Ayuk's following T. Higgins. Boy, Christian Kirk. That's a Jaguar. Okay. Cole Kmet. Oh, he's following Cole Kmet. He's going to the Bears, guys. Let's see who else he's following, man. He's following Isaiah Simmons. Okay. Arizona guy. AJ Terrell. He's following a lot of Atlanta guys. Yeah. He's following Van Jefferson, Raekwon Davis. Oh, guys. Oh, no. Brandon Ayuk's following Justin Herbert. Does that mean he's going to the Chargers? We're cooked. Brandon Aiyuk. Go tweet this, guys. Go tweet this. Per RSF 49ers, he's going to the Chargers. And I think they have mutual interest. It's silly, guys. That's how I feel about that rumor. To answer your question, that's how I feel about that rumor. Now, if Brandon Aiyuk does go to the Jaguars, I'm gonna be sick, but it's not happening. That is how I feel about those rumors. I just was at work going like, "Come on, man! Are you really gonna report this stuff? Are people really gonna take this serious?" When I saw Niners Nation report this, I was like, "Come on, guy!" Like I opened up the article. And I see Pretty Ricky, Sticky Ricky say, "Oh, he's following a lot of players on Jaguars." And I actually choked on my drink. I was drinking water, sitting there doing my notes. I was trying to look at, some news. I was like, got to catch up on the news. And I saw that, I choked. I was like, "Are you kidding me? You think something's up because he's following players on Instagram?" And then when that Jaguars reporter said, "Oh, there's mutual interest," I almost like died laughing. I was like, "Oh my God." It was funny, man. Pretty tricky. It was funny. It was funny. Absolutely hilarious. Hold up. Yeah. Uh, everyone's worst nightmare. Let's see what this comment says. It says, "Aiyuk and Armstead are boys. He could go there. Anything is possible." I mean, that's true. He does have some friends on other teams. There's always a possibility for those types of things. So look at Bloomy Catches. Justin Fields followed all of the Falcons. Look where it got him. That's a good one, man. Russell Garcia says people got to keep their clicks up in the offseason. They do. It's tough. It's tough out there to get clicks sometimes. Some folks, it's hard for them to get their clicks. So, I don't have that problem getting my clicks up, but I know a lot of people have that problem getting their clicks up. So 100%, I feel it. I feel it. It's click season. It's off season. It's smoke season, lying season, whatever you want to call it. But that's how it goes. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's recap. Eric Armstead goes to the Jaguars, 3 years, $51 million. Ray McCloud, Falcons, 2 years, $6 million. 49ers bring back Demetrius Flannigan-Fowles, 1-year contract. I guess they settled. They couldn't get another linebacker, but they are showing interest on Devondre Campbell, former linebacker from the Packers. 49ers were unable to get Joey Bosa because he restructured and stayed in LA. Brandon Aiyuk, people are rumoring that he has mutual interest with the Jaguars because he follows players on their Instagram. There's one more rumor. There's one more rumor that we haven't talked about. Oh, and before we get to this one, again, another recap. Justin Simmons, Cam Curl, and Julian Blackmon are rumored players that the 49ers may look into if they go and chase a premium starting safety. There's one more rumor that was chokeholded and killed. It was so funny because I saw this rumor and I was like, "Oh God, here we go." So a lot of people over the last couple of days have been talking about Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel, trade Deebo. Is Deebo going to get traded? And so this is how a rumor starts, right? People see that it's trending. So sports pages, people go out there and they just say, "Oh, Deebo Samuel's had interest from the Ravens. The Ravens are looking to get," people say per a source. Is it true? Maybe it's true. Maybe it's true, guys. Deebo Samuel has interest from the Ravens. Oh my God, they called and then he said no. The Niners said no. Pro Football Talk reported earlier today that Eric DeCosta, he's the GM of the Ravens, he just basically laughed at this report. Because, again, there was a lot of rumors surrounding the 49ers going to trade Deebo Samuel, and Eric DeCosta just laughed at this. So, again, let's talk about this. So a Baltimore sports radio report says that the Ravens reached out to the 49ers about a trade for wide receiver Deebo Samuel. It turned out to be fiction. This is according to Ravens general manager Eric DeCosta. They asked him about the report today, and he said it's no more true than the story he reads his children. I thought that was pretty funny. He says, "That specific report I read the Lorax last week at a local elementary school." He says, "I would probably put that report similar to that." So he's basically saying that the report that someone says that the 49ers or the Ravens reached out to the Ravens or the Ravens reached out to the 49ers about Deebo Samuel is as true as the Lorax, the book. It's a children's fiction story. He says the original report said that the 49ers told the Ravens no, at least for now, right? And people are running with this on Twitter. The 49ers told them no. Ha ha, oh my God. DaCosta, Eric DaCosta, the GM for the Ravens, says there was never any no. So the Niners never told him no because there was never any request. So that is that story. Again, it's rumor. So when I saw this Brandon Aiyuk report, I laughed at it just like I laughed at the Deebo Samuel report because it's, again, rumor season. It's lying season. If it's not coming from a true sourced reporter, you can't believe these things. So that's the way I look at, these off-season rumors. Before, in the past, I would look at everything. Oh my God, is this true? Oh my God, then you learn who's who's a real reporter, who's legit, who's a clout reporter. You just gotta learn how to sift through that stuff. But I remember that Deebo report was just silly to me. I was like, why would they trade Deebo? Why would they even reach out? Why would the Ravens are busy trying to get Derrick Henry, And the other thing is the Niners, they wouldn't even want to think twice about thinking about trade Deebo. He just changed his number, and they just hyped the heck out of his jerseys. That's huge merch sales for the 40. You think they're going to give up all that merch sale that they just went out and remade all these Deebo jerseys? You know how much work that it takes to make these number one jerseys? And the 49ers are putting in a lot of money to advertise and sell these jerseys to us. They're not going to just sell Deebo or trade Deebo moments after releasing all this new merchandise. It just makes no sense. It's smoke season. Smoke season. It's not happening. My man Cosmo says, if it's true they reached out, I would have said yes, trade Deebo. Everybody wants to trade. Why do you guys want to trade Deebo? Deebo's a good player, man. Deebo's great. My man Russell says, they're not going to go and put all that marketing money in and then trade it the next day. That's right. Come on, man. I'm going to go out there and spend all my effort on marketing this man's jersey and trade him the next day. It's crazy, dude. Crazy. Again, it's just as true as the Lorax, according to Eric DaCosta. That had me cracking up. When I saw him say that, I was like, oh, that's funny. But yeah, so let's recap the day. We got to recap the day. Deebo Samuel, trading him was a cap story. Brandon Aiyuk, he's following Jaguars players, so people think there's mutual interest. That's silly. That's about as stupid a story that I have heard in a long time. Armstead, he signed with the Jaguars, 3 years, $51 million. Finesse, that's heist of the century, honestly. That's the heist of the century. Kudos to Armstead, man. He stole a lot of money from the Jaguars. I love him, but he's in his 10th year coming off of back-to-back injury-plagued seasons. It's a premium bag. Ray McCloud, 2 years, $6 million to the Atlanta Falcons. No Joey Bosa, restructured to stay with LA. 49ers re-signed Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles. That's the news for today. In 30 minutes, we just covered every single major story for the 49ers today. What do you think? That is pretty good. We did all that in 30 minutes. We have any questions, ladies and gentlemen? Whew, that was a lot to talk about. Let me take a breath. Blooming Cash. Let's see what this question says. Do you think the Niners keep Ambry and choose to address the corner late in the draft? I think they'll take a corner maybe earlier. They got a lot of picks, maybe third round. I think around third, fourth. I think they definitely will take a cornerback. I think this might be last year for Ambry. He could be a cut. We'll see how he does in training camp. You got to remember, they have Darrell Luter, who they drafted last year. I think they're very high on him. They have Sam Womack, who they really like, but he's just had a lot of injuries to start his career. So remember, they got Luter, Womack. Those are definitely guys that could see more action. Ambry Thomas definitely is a guy that I think is on the outside looking in, but I do think the 49ers are going to go and draft a cornerback fairly high. So Blake, my man Scott says, Balky loves him some injured linemen. He does. Yeah, Deebo got hurt versus the Browns. Deebo's good, man. I like Deebo. He's a very good player for the 49ers. I know he gets hurt. every now and again, but he plays physical. He's a tough player. He's a dog, man. I love Deebo Samuel. So I love Deebo. He's good. That's I'm biased. I love Deebo. So we'll see how it goes the rest of the season, but this off season. But that's it. That's the news for the day. Nothing major. Nothing major, man. I hope we get some splashes here to finish off the week. I think maybe tonight there might be some news. Maybe tomorrow. Again, it's still early. We still haven't seen Chase Young sign anywhere. Is Chase Young going to sign soon? Is Chase Young going to get the bag somewhere? What do you guys think? We'll see. We'll see. No doubt, Scott. Appreciate you. Injury-prone players. And Trent Baalke loves his injury-prone player. I could not stand that, man. He would draft the most injury. I just remember looking through the draft. When I used to look through players and I'd see their injury history, and I'm like, oh, fuck, we're going to draft tomorrow. And it was torn ACL, torn ACL. If the player was coming off a torn ACL, Trent Baalke would be like, oh, we need to make him a first-round pick. I'm just like, no, why? You remember Marcus Lattimore? This man shredded his knee twice. Tank Carradine, yes, that's another one. Marcus Lattimore, that was the biggest Trent Baalke draft of all time. And I just remember going, oh, God, why did we? And then, of course, we were like, well, okay, if he's healthy, he could be a beast. This man tore his ACL twice. It was ridiculous, man. Ian was like, oh, we can fix him. We could fix him. This man loved him some injured knee players. God, what was he? It's like he had a fetish with ACL tears. That's crazy. It's like he had a ACL tear fetish. Oh, breaking news. Chargers. Oh, breaking news. Bombshell. Chargers are trading Keenan Allen to the Bears. Oh, wow. We got breaking news. Keenan Allen is being traded to the Bears, according to Jay Glazer. Wow. That's crazy. Unbelievable. Blooming Cash says he thought Frank Gore's college career was the blueprint. You know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe he was like, well, if Frank Gore can do it, so can everybody else. Frank Gore's built different. That's a huge trade. Wow. Yeah, holy smokes is right. They traded him for a 4th-round pick. Holy smoke, man. The Chargers traded away Allen, and they let Williams go. What a wow. 4th-round pick. Bears are making moves. Ladies and gentlemen, free agency season is crazy. Yeah, it's a 4th-round pick. The Chargers. Wow. So Chicago's trading a 4th-round pick to the Chargers for Keenan Allen. Allen and DJ Moore in Chicago. Wow. Holy smokes, man. That is a great 1-2 punch. I agree, media. Caleb Williams is going to have some weapons. They still got Fields for now. Holy crap, man. That's big time. Wow. What a blockbuster. I'm glad that we were here to share that moment. 4th-round pick. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Wow. Chargers, man. Jim Harbaugh cooking. He gets a 4th-round pick for a 30-year-old wide receiver, Keenan Allen, a legend. He's been a fantastic receiver in his career, but I'm sure it's the decline of his career, and Jim Harbaugh gets out of that. We'll see what he cooks up in the draft, man. Holy smokes. Any questions, concerns, anything else? Wow. That's wow. Blooming says $30 million and cap was cleared. Yeah, Ian says Harbaugh's clearing the decks. He really is. Malik Neighbors to the Chargers. Maybe. Who's Herbert going to throw to now? They're going to get him some dogs in the draft. I think so. We shall see, man. That's it for tonight. That's the recap. I just wanted to hop on here, recap all the day's news, talk about these silly rumors. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, Brandon Aiyuk is following a lot of players, and it doesn't mean he's going to be traded. The mutual interest is so silly to me. I just laughed at that report. But we'll see what happens rest of the night. If there's any more news, stay tuned. We'll be live here, Instagram, everywhere. You guys have a good rest of your night, man. Take care. Friday is upon us. The free agency season has been a whirlwind. Hope you guys have a good rest of your night. Take care. Per our SF 49ers, Aiyuk to the Chargers. Brandon Aiyuk is following Justin Herbert. I guarantee you, if I tweet that right now, we'll go so viral. We'll go so viral, ladies and gentlemen. We should do it. We should do it. We should tweet. Oh my God, guys! Brandon Aiyuk's following Justin Herbert. People won't know what hit him. You guys have a good rest of your night. I love you.